Here we go again. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sample Access. My name is Boyega. Nelson is on the other side. What's good, Nelson? Episode 91.
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're back again. Cyber Access Pod number 91. I always think about this whenever I listen to like other podcasts, yeah, and I'll say big shout out to all the podcasters that are putting out like great content or great information out to the public. It's a lot of work. We know that firsthand because it's always quite difficult to get things done. And now I understand to an extent where people talk about like, yo, it's not easy to be a podcaster, especially when you are doing like proper content, not just when you are just out there just chilling. Even the chilling itself, there's still a lot of work done in it. And the reason why I'm saying this is I thought about like, the recent episode of like Joe Podden podcast, and I was hearing them say, what episode is this? Episode 800 and something, something, something. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of work. That's years worth of content. 800 is already, you're talking about, if you listen once a week, you're talking what, 10 years already at least worth of content, because in a week, in a year, we have 52 weeks, and these guys have 800 plus episodes. So they
We
have
do two
enough
episodes
episodes
a
to fill
week.
you up.
We do
What?
two episodes a week, Wednesdays and
Yeah, 2 episodes
Saturdays.
a week. Yeah, and
So
that's
that's like 10
crazy,
years.
That's crazy. So, and that's over 10 years now. So you have, if you want to listen to Joe Budden podcast from day one, you have enough to listen to for at least the next 3.5 years. Like if you
Nobody's doing
start
that.
from if you start today to listen from episode one, you have enough to listen for three and a half
You,
years. You're
you,
going to
you
go
know
from
what?
Rory and Mal to Ice and Ish and how the thing got bigger.
I don't think anybody should do that. It's the brain rot thing, right? Because they do 3 hours plus 3.5 hours, and it's best if you listen on the go, like if it drops on Wednesday, listen on Wednesday or Thursday, and then when
Mhm.
Saturday drops, you listen on Saturday and Sunday. You cannot pile up and then start to listen backwards. It's such an insane amount of content, and I wonder where we're going with content these days, because there's so much online, and it's now a heavy competition of, so I guess the best things get floated to the top. It is the things that people recommend that they want that gets recommended to other people. But I think we're in a crazy rush season. It's not even normal for you
Yeah.
to listen to into 3 hours of content every week. And that's why I like when Joe Gordon always says, shout out to the first and last time listeners, because some people are just breezing through for this episode. They will listen to 5 minutes of it and get out. So, yeah, that's the thing with the
Yeah.
spontaneous, it's a big market where you can pick what you like and bite a bit and drop what's left.
Yeah, but I mean, all in all, basically, what I'm trying to say is that big shout out to everyone who listens. Big shout out to anyone who plugs in to listen to Sample Access. I still see some views. I know that there's some listening going on the back end as well. So everyone who has remained with us, even when we have maybe what was the word now? Run away for a while because of life or because of things happening. And yeah, but then we're still here to try to give you as much as we can in terms of content. I think we released our 90th episode recently, and we're moving ahead from that. We still plan to do a couple of more episodes before the year ends. We're trying to hit 100. We don't know how we're going to do it yet, but I'm sure we will figure it out. But yeah, Sample Access, you know what we do here. We always talk about music, and we talk about music and how it has transformed or changed over time. We like to talk about genres, genre switching. That's a word that Guega likes to use a lot. Is when a genre goes from maybe R&B to rap, or goes from pop to rap, and sometimes we even have the very interesting and or I would like to say eccentric ones where we have, for example, like Juju moving from Juju to maybe R&B or juju to rap or whatever it is. We have done all kinds of music on this platform, which is one thing that excites me a lot. We have gone to South Africa to do Kwaito. We have gone to Uganda to do sounds from Uganda as well. We've done a couple of stuff from Angola too, which is one of those cherished episodes that I think Goega and I actually share on. But we always like to talk about music. We like to educate. We have 90 episodes worth of content that you can actually go back and listen to. Some of them are like less than 45 minutes, some are more than 45 minutes, but I can tell you for a fact that if you listen, it's going to be a joyful listen and you're going to learn a lot of stuff, and it's quite exciting too. So if you're a music connoisseur or a music enthusiast or a music lover, Sample Access Pod is the pod for you. Yeah, there's a lot of content out there, like Boyega said. There's everybody's dropping something, but we always try our best to give you quality stuff, and we put in the work to make sure like the quality stuff is great. But yeah, Boyega, what's happening in the music scene? I know. We have to start with Afrobeats at the moment, like the what's going on in Afrobeats right now, which is our like new way of catching up with what's going on, what we have missed. So basically, this is the only segment of the pod that would serve like a sort of timestamp because every other thing else is timeless. But this section, you'll probably be able to tell, oh yeah, this was when this guys recorded this, or this was what was happening when this guys recorded this. Great guy, what's happening in Afrobeats for you?
For me, Odumodu Black is out, Lil J is out with an album, Adekunle Gold is out, Peruzzi is out. Those are like four albums. Playback Kiboro dropped another album a while ago, some days ago. Who else is out there? Tiwa goes back a month or two. This one is personal. Yeah, I can't remember a lot now, but those five, six albums are being spinned right now across the country. I'm waiting for Ashake's money to drop. I think that always comes differently. You know, he
Yeah.
is that guy. But yeah, Odumodu has gotten a lot of motion, a lot of goodwill in the last few days, last few days of album release. Peruzzi is creeping up because Paladrill. I've only just listened to a Paladrill and I like it because it's one of those things we talked about, genre switching and combo Aqualandrill, and they really did some mixing in it. So yeah, Peruzzi's album is also coming up. Adekunle Gold is undisputed. I think he might have the best album out right now, in terms of quality, in terms of genre management or genre representation. He wanted to uh, make it sound traditional or yeah, Fuji, and then yeah, and he's getting a lot of love too. Yeah, we can go all the way back to all the other guys. It's just amazing to me how people come and go. Fowl's album came and then went away. A few other guys dropped and passed. Nothing is sticking too long. Nothing sticks for 3 months or 4 months. Catharsis, Fola's album came, did pretty well received for a debut, and then he stepped aside a bit. So it happens to everybody, but it's just the thing we talk about um, you know fast-paced season these days. Nothing stays for too long.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I feel like I feel the same way as well. I think I was also talking about this that like there's so much music out there right now. It's hard for you to find a song or an album that sticks. I mean, I will give you a quick example. I like Davido's. I mean, I love Davido's music. I love anything that comes out, like in terms of whether it's features or like as an album. And this is just like using this as an example. I have tried my possible best to keep up as much as possible, but I recently saw a post that had a list of songs or a list of features that Davido has done in the year 2025. And it's sad to say, but I'm not even sure I know two of those songs. And he's done at least five or six, if I'm not mistaken. I can't even remember the number, but he's done quite a number like of songs this year. And if somebody had told me Davido hasn't released like any song this year apart from of course, the wave of With You, like and all those things happening, the five album and all of that. I mean, like singles that are different from the album, because obviously we all went and ate on the album and checked out with it, and still doing good numbers. With You is still doing okay in the charts as well. But I'm talking about like other singles. So if somebody like Davido that I would also listen to his stuff all around, I can't even find some of this out from some of the singles out there. That yeah, there's a lot going on. I like that you shouted out Fola as well for his stuff, putting out like album there. There's an album there, and it's like you said, a lot of people appreciated it, and then it kind of feels like it's fading away. Right, and now you have Adekunle Gold with Fuji, you have Odumodu Black with Industry Machine, and Tiwa Savage is still out there, still going around and still trying to sell her album. She's on Apple Music. She's on Breakfast, Club, which was done a couple of weeks or months ago, depending on the time time I'm thinking right now, maybe weeks or months ago, but it's something that she has done. And also, I've seen her as well on I Said What I Said too. So she's been around trying to like find a way to, of course, do marketing for the album. But like I said, it just comes and goes, and it's hard for something to stick. One of the albums that I'm still very, pissed that it didn't stick is Victorious Stubborn. It was such a solid album that I thought, or that's my thought, I thought it would have like a couple of songs, like Sunday School, like some of the jams that were there were very short. For example, the title of the album itself as a single, which was Stubborn, which featuring Ashake, did a good number for a while, but it just seems like nothing is exactly, sticking. And I think maybe this might be a time, because I'd seen a tweet somewhere too where somebody said this might be the time where we all need to relax and then restructure, and maybe nowadays everybody goes back to the let's be mysterious for a while, but you can't say that at the moment because everybody's targeting Dirty December. Everybody wants to be on the lineup for Dirty December. So all the chunk of music you're seeing out right now is because they need to get paid. That's a time where the monies would come in. So everybody's trying to put themselves. That's why I love the placement of Adekunle Gold's album Fuji, which I think I would I like us to start with that at least. The first album being Adekunle Gold's Fuji album. Well, yeah, basically, what do you think about the album as a whole? Because I had a few things at first. The first thing I heard, which came from a couple of people, I don't know whether I would say I fully respect or I'm sometimes indifferent about this post from this people, because sometimes their writing sometimes feel like it's a little bit like biased. I'll say
Hmm.
that bias. Some people when they write, you kind of feel like there's some bias in there. But this time, it was strange that I was like, I've heard the album, and maybe I understand where they're coming from, but I don't also understand why they are trying to make it look like it was a horrible name for the album. A lot of people complain about the fact that the name of the album is called Fuji, but there's nothing Fuji related in the album, and I was like, well. I'm not a Fuji connoisseur like the Jide Taiwo.
Hmm.
But at least I can tell you that I know that there is Fuji, and then there's like the contemporary Fuji, and then there's like less, I would say less Kwam kind of Fuji. There's a
Yeah.
different level to it. So there it's not all the same. I mean, for example, you have like certain sounds that you be like, yeah, this is Fuji, but it doesn't really sound Fuji. It reminds me of this Dekule Fuji. But wait, what do you have to say?
So first of all, I haven't listened fully to the entire album. I have listened to some songs of it. I like the idea of sampling. There's this famous man or woman he sampled in this love song for his wife. Um, what's her name again? Tina Turner. So the album is sampling heavy, but why am
Yeah,
I
he
even
sampled he sampled Tina Turner. Yeah, go on, go
yeah,
on.
why am I deviating to sampling? But first, about the titling, I think I understand it. He he didn't make Fuji music. He wasn't making Fuji music. I think he just wanted to use that title to pay homage, if that is allowed, to the genre. And I've seen him, grant interviews where he has said, this is one of the foundations of Afrobeats. Afrobeats lays on the back of juju music, Fuji music, hip hop, reggae, dancehall. It's a potpourri of a bunch of things mixed together, and Fuji was very present. Pasuma always says this. Fuji was right there, 1998, 1996, 1999, together with the remedies. There was a you could see the influence of Fuji on the early guys who really started this. So the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. I think the question then is, what counts as Fuji? Why would you say Fuji without making Fuji music? And that's where I don't have um flags for Adekunle Gold. I'm even more appreciative that okay, this is branding, this is a way to sell your work. It's also a way to acknowledge the genre. Remember a song like Artijello, no, Nice and Fuji, Nice and Pasuma goes to shows around the world and he plays that song. Ele bawa ati. So you can call that Fuji music, but it's also how Afrobeats came about. You can see the influence. Also notice that Owambe's music has never really left, even though that's juju. They never really left Afrobeats. Go to MI. Everybody always taps
Yeah,
from it. Everybody always wants to tap from the streets. Mr. Coca, oh, nothing, do something,
something,
We all we all grew up on Barista. We grew up on K1, Consolidation. All of us grew up on that culture. So even if it's one track on your album, you dedicate it to, you want to serve that audience. I'm trying to remember a few other songs where Fuji has taking a place. So when you now listen to many people by Adekunle Gold, many people, that's Sashina Peters, that's Afro Juju, which also, you can lean it into Fuji music. So I don't see a problem with it, but I understand those who may want to ask questions. But look, this is capitalism. Anything that you can use to your advantage, whether as a form of a name or a brand or a title, why not? And was is not causing anybody harm. So yeah, about the album, I like that it puts Adekunle in that position where people are now like, okay, you cannot take it away from him. I went back to Kelegwe Megbe, and Sina, and a few of the songs that Adekunle has done, and because I am one of those who underrated him from the days of Sade. When Sade came out, I'm like, wow, why would, because one of my friends back then made me feel like if you are covering a song, you are not original. So I had that in mind until Gold album dropped, and then the excellence on Gold album is just insane. Surrender, Beautiful Night, No Salabere, those are it's almost folk music. So Adekunle has not really been in this generic Afrobeat bag. He rates his sound very well. No Salabere, Temptation, those are really nice songs. So enough said. I think the album is the best out of the pack. It's very well, it connects to, it's like Kiss Daniel, it connects to the young, the old. He can relate to a different, different demographics, and he can go global as well. And that's, yeah, he's a really great guy, and shout outs to him.
yeah. Shout out to him. I have also heard the album too, and I think I've not heard it over and over again. So that's why I wouldn't want to give it like a concrete like score at the moment. But I have heard it, and I think it's a very polished album. I don't know what they did in terms of production or mastering and mixing, but like for someone like me who listens to a lot of old Nigerian songs, there's a thing you feel when the quality is so good. Like I'm not talking of the album like in terms of context of lyrics and all of those things or music or arrangement, but I'm talking the quality of the sound, everything put together. Like there's this. I don't know whether it's the right word to use, dexterity, or I don't understand. Maybe there's this thing that just works in the album that makes it sound really beautiful. Because when I heard Adekunle's album, and that's been happening quite like lately. For example, I'm gonna take a quick like segue. Fun by Rema. I heard the song and I'm like, this is so crisp and clean. Like here, this guy is basically messing around with words, and it sounds so crisp and clean. And then you think back and you look for a record like In the Name of Love, like by like Alex O, and then you're like, wow, we have gone so far ahead with this stuff. Or you don't even need to go as far as back as 1989 or 1990 with Alex. So you just go all the way down to like Shake Body. Like you hear the way the song was made, whether you like whether like all those songs, and then you hear what's happening now is quite impressive. We have done so well. So this is the part where I say I'm not the biggest guy that comes around and says a lot of negative stuff, but I'm going to start with the positives. We are at that stage that we have always been waiting for. I think right now, in terms of quality of the sound, I would put us right there with the best of them. whether it is songs coming from the UK or songs coming from the US, when it comes to beautiful, like you can hear crisp quality sound. I think this album says a lot to that, and I feel like it's just I like we say in Nigeria, it's just ahead from there. But yeah, the album itself, a lot of talk about why it's not Fuji enough. I don't know. I don't think I'm the best person in that space to talk about it, because whilst I enjoy my Fuji music, I wouldn't say the greatest fan. And when I mean greatest fan, I mean it from the perspective of I don't listen to it as much as the next guy. So I might not be able to. Doesn't mean that I don't listen to Fuji music. Of course I do, but I don't listen to it as much as the next guy. So I might not be the best person to talk about. Oh, this is not Fuji. This is not, or if this is Fuji. But like I said before, I allowed you to talk. I've heard Fuji in different forms. What Adewale Ayuba did with Jasmine Olofin at the time, even though it was beautiful music, some people would have never accepted or even called it anything close to the genre of Fuji or Juju or whatever. They'll just be like, oh, what kind of hip hopping, eh? What hip hopping? It's not, you get what I'm saying? It will not be put in the same space. They wouldn't say, this is Fuji. But now if you play it, people will say, I think it falls into that bracket. Like people would be more receptive to the sound. So I think, yeah, okay, yeah, it might not sound like what you expect it to sound, but like you said, it might just be paid, or it might just be, it might just be a homage to the Fuji or the roots. But I think, yeah, I would take it as contemporary. And I'm borrowing these words from, I think I'd heard the guys on Loose talk about this album briefly as well. And I think one of them actually said something. I don't know whether it's AOT2 or so, one of them said something about it being contemporary. So maybe I would be stealing their word right now and say it's a bit of a contemporary like music of Fuji. So contemporary Fuji. So I think it still works. But apart from that, let's quickly talk samples. Fun, the song. Not samples, but the singles quickly. Fun, the song. Rema released Kelebu. I guess it didn't do so well, and the guys. I don't know whether that was their intent, but it felt like to the music consumer, it felt like they doubled down immediately and say, okay, Kelebu didn't do what we expected it to do. Maybe there was a dance. There was some $10,000 gift for the best dancers that I heard that got to a couple of guys that were hardworking painters. Even though I've heard like more stories about that after then, but that's by the wayside. But then it feels like they double down and like, oh, let's still keep Rema in the face of people, but now with extra quality music. Fun is, I think, it's an amazing single. It doesn't get better than that for an artist like Rema. You know, awesome video by Perlix, awesome stuff they did with the video. They were really having fun in the video. I heard the video was shot in Ghana. I was a little bit hurt. I was really hoping it was somewhere in Nigeria, but I figured out later it was in Ghana. Still fine. But then the song itself is doing wild numbers. I think it had like almost 3 million views in about almost 2 hours, almost 24 hours, which shows how good Rema is at the moment. Gwega, what do you feel about Fun? Quickly, before we move on to
Oh,
Industry Machine.
I mean, I like Oyo. I thought it was referring to Oyo Town because I used to live in Oyo Town. So I think it's a really good song. Like you said, maybe, maybe not, but I don't think we need to overanalyze what went into Kelebu first, Fun next. It worked, it didn't work. I think sometimes they just do these things. We can't really know what the team was working on. It could very well be what you're thinking, but what I see is
Yeah, I just
artists.
sorry that I'm interrupting. But what I was saying is, I'm sorry for interrupting, by the way. But what I was saying is that like I feel like sometimes they always act, and I know this for a fact, that the music industry is very calculative.
Hmm,
Now, do we have a music industry in Nigeria? I don't really think so. But do
we
we
do.
have some sort of, I mean, we do, but like you mean like a structure? Let me put that way. Do we have a structure for like a music industry? It kind of feels like everybody's like up and about. It feels like, and this takes me back to the time where I saw a TEDx talk by MI where it was talking about the fact that Nigeria is so great with music, but all we do is grow horizontally and not vertically, right? So that's exactly what it feels like. Olamide and his guys, which is Empire alongside YBNL, it seems like they're doing their own thing. And now you hear that a bunch of people are signed to Empire. We don't even know how they got the deal. We don't know how what they had done to attain the deal, but they are in Empire. And then there's like Don Jazzy. I think Rema is still in Jonesing world one way or the other. So it feels like everybody's just doing their thing, right? And you're like, you can't really make too much sense of it. That's why I wouldn't call that industry. But what I was trying to say is everything is calculated, right? That's why it's not far fetched for you to think, we put out Kilebu first, we saw how it was nice, it was good, and you bring conversations out of it, and immediately you get fun, and then people are like, he still got it. Yeah, even though I never thought he left him though. I just feel like he's at this point, to me, Rema is a chameleon. It's whatever he's
Hmm.
feeling like, that's what it's gonna give to you, and you accept it like that.
So like I was saying, it may be that. It may also be that these guys have like songs in their hard drives and they'll just say, okay, this one is good to go. This one sounds this way. Let's let this one go. So maybe, like you said, your maybe is different. My own maybe is that I don't really like this song, but let's test. Let's just use it to buy time or buy or just appetizer, and then we know that fun is really what we want to push, but let's just use this one to test. I don't like speculating, but all of that to say that yeah, Rema's talent was never in doubt. He has done it in multiple ways. I don't like all the songs on that famous album. What's the album again? He is, but I like As a Man, and there's one other song that I really like. As a Man is insane. So yeah, the talent is there. It's just a matter of, do I like this song? Do I like that one more? Yeah. And on the topic of industry, yes, we may not be well structured, but what I see or what I believe is that as long as there's production and consumption, there's an industry. People wake up every day to, work as A&Rs for some artists, even though headquarters may be in London or New York, funding might be coming from abroad. But what we know is that shows still happen in Lagos, recording still happen in Lagos. A lot of artists. So it may not be structured. I don't think it was ever structured. ENI, Decca, those guys came down here. America has so the way the US is the global center of finance or music or movies, Hollywood and stuff. They go around the world to hunt and find investment, and that's what we're seeing. It's been happening before, it's happening now. Do we have local labels? We've always had. Sonny Ade's, after he left his deal, went to another deal. Banky W came to Nigeria, DDME signed Wizkid and others. Something happened, Wiz left, signed global deal. So the Nigerian economy operates at the level where it's at. We're only maybe top 50 economies in the world. By the time we are able to command, there was a time Chocolate City, I think, signed a lady from Kenya. So we will punch only as much as we can punch. Today, Don Jazzy's headquarters of Maven is in Lagos. They record from there, they collaborate from there. Yes, they have global deals signed. So I just say that to say that whatever it is, whether structured or not, there's still an industry. It's just a matter of what can we do from here? What do we have to do abroad because the dollars and the pounds are abroad? Here we can find the talents. Here they can do the first 2 years. Here they can record one or two songs, but they can also go global. Look at this girl, King Maddie. She's global now. She has a deal, I think, Columbia Records, and a bunch of these deals are all going around. So yeah, I'm happy for them. Also, I wanted to mention "Symbol of Hope" by Zlatan is coming up, and I think that's also one to look out for. So yeah, that starts with Rema. I thought we should also talk about, maybe I forgot. What do you have next?
Yeah, industry machine. I know we were talking about that before we started recording, but yeah, I'm sorry, I might have to stress you out again, but I think it's about time for us to we've had the album. I think this was probably the most anticipated album for a while. Odumodu Black did exactly all he needed to do to get everyone's attention. Even I, that might not be like the biggest fan of Odumodu Black, because obviously you know how I feel. Like I would always tell you, I like his jams, but I don't think he's a person I want to listen to over and over again. But I like his stuff. I love his art. I love his. I don't want to. His tenacity. I would like to call it tenacity. I love his tenacity. I love his strength. I love the fact that he wants to be creative in his own way. And he's such a strong-willed character that he can make you listen to him. You feel like you have to listen to him. The way he talks, the confidence is uncanny. It's like crazy. Like it comes from a very good place, you know. And yeah, so but the album has been put out there. You know, we had the machine is coming, so you know the anticipation was a lot. And then we had gotten Ezioku before that, and there was a lot of talk about it. And as soon as the album dropped, I was working, but I was listening. I was working on that, but as soon as the album dropped, or as soon as I had access to it, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna plug this in and I'm gonna listen. And I listened the first time, and you know, I picked up already the song I liked at first. I'm not was If You Like Jim, which I'd already heard before, but this is the first time. Before it was 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. in London, and now it's Now If You Like Jim, which had Modo on it. And you know, on this same podcast a few months ago, I had said I would like to hear what Modo and Odumodu Black sounds like in a song, and they gave us that.
Hmm.
If You Like Jim, and I think I really like the
Perfect.
song. I really really
Perfect
like the
last one.
song. I'm actually like yeah. I'm a prophet now. Maybe I can start declaring new stuff. But I was very impressed by the mix. I thought it was quite nice. I thought it was unique that it would even work in that way and that pattern, and it looked really good. Um, it felt like obviously at some point I was like, when is Moto going to come in? When is Moto going to come in? And it comes in and Moto kills it as usual. You know, that you think that I like that he made it work because I think Odumodu did his thing and he didn't try to be anyone else. And Moto came and he did his thing as well. And which is, I think that's something you said was going to happen. You said at the time we are talking, you were like, whatever happens, if these guys do a song together, they would just pick their lane. I thought they were going to match each other, like like bar for bar in terms of that. But it was good. But then also you have gigs on the album as well. The song Baggio that had Pretty Boy Dio and had Odumodu Black. And there was a time Pretty Boy Dio and Odumodu Black were going back and forth on the song, which reminds you of their back and forth on Twitter.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, you say
all
Watkins, no
this,
be cha
all
cha
this,
cha.
all this all this show
Say
walkings.
Watkins.
Show Watkins, and they did Show Watkins. I like the song. I don't know what Giggs was doing on that song, and I'm not saying this to spite him in any which was whatsoever, but I found it very interesting, because it was, I mean, it was almost like a sound of the sound. I don't know the words now, but he was very calm. I love the synergy between Pretty Boy Dio and Odumodu Black. Honestly, I feel like they should do more songs together. They have it. Just they have the vibe, and I do think since Odumodu is on a run of uplifting every single person around him, like the anti-world gangsters, I think Pretty Boy Dio is probably one of those guys that will be able to get a hit from Odumodu, and maybe something good will pop. For me, the album, yeah, I think the album, yeah, like when you expect something too much, yeah, there's really nothing you can do about it. I feel like it was almost not dead on arrival, but it was dead on arrival that I was going to completely love the album because I was like, what does he want to do? But then again, I would go back and say this, you can tell that the quality has risen in terms of production of music. I'm
Hmm.
emphasizing on production because it means a lot to me. The production of music in Nigeria has elevated properly. We all just need to now make sure that we are steady with this and we're doing wonderful music. And that's where I would like to squeeze in Lil J before we go on to the samples. But Boyega, please tell me, Industry Machine, how did you feel?
Without talking too much, and first listen, second listen, it was underwhelming. I was like, for all the hype, is this it? But of course, with albums, when you listen and listen again, you start to pick other songs that you didn't pick the first time. The song with Ayomaf and Smada is like a surprise. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but it's top five on the album. Adenuga is top two for me. Layu Asadu is top two for me. Industry Machine is top five for me. What else? Yeah, there are songs that I can't remember now, but they are really, Tiffany. Yeah, Tiffany. I don't know if that's my cup of tea, but Big Time with Wizkid. Too Spoiled. I like Too Spoiled, and if you like Jim and 2 p.m. in London are also good. So, what is my own ish? I'm just happy for the guy. That's like the long and short of it. I'm happy that, and he's going to be here for a long time. I'm happy that he made it, and his story is an inspiration that whatever you are doing, because if sometimes if you listen to Odumodu, the rap is not rapping, and you're like, what's he saying? But there's this crazy confidence he has, and he has carried that for everywhere he goes. No doubt about his craft, and he will tell you this thing is the shit. He's going to insist that that rap that you heard and you think is not rhyming well, he'll tell you this is rap, and then he stands on business, and the world is his to take, and he's taking it. So, but at the level of this debate keeps coming and coming back. Is it rap? Is it not rap? Me, I don't. I've said too much. I almost don't know where I stand anymore. There's Cannibals. I always go back to that analogy. There's Cannibals somewhere, and then there is MC Hammer, or there are the young guys, right? Um, Speaking of Cannibals, Mo9 has had a song with Cannibals. Mo9 had a song with WHP, South African, God rest his soul. Mo9 had a song with Proverb. Go listen to those songs. Then this boom bap thing that we talk about, that's what Mo9 embodied, right? He was really all about the hardcore thing. And we, those of us who were and still are purists, um, acknowledge him for that. We're going to spend some time on this Odumodu issue because I think I'm in my bag to say lots of nonsense, to cap a lot. So I was heavy on Mo9's music as this is real rap. And then we started to see dumbing down, especially I don't know how to say it. MI had to do albums for us and then go do mixtapes for hip hop heads, do albums for the market. And even of course on the albums you have Africa rapper number. So it's the formula. And that's why the hip hop head thing or blaming Odumodu doesn't work, because the foundation showed that you have to blend Fuji or Afrobeat with rap to sell it. Um, Fast forward, Ezioku, you have songs like Adama Beke, you have songs like the song with Amare, blah blah blah. There are many of them. So there's one half of the album is Afrobeats, the other half is rap. I pick the rap songs, I
Okay.
listen to them, and then I skip the rest. I can come back to them when I want to enjoy. Blood on the dance floor is amazing. If I the party, but I pick the rap songs and say, okay, these are my own constituency. I like them, but overall, I'm just cool with this popular album that a lot of people like. Now to the machine. 2 p.m. in London might be one of the things that really, will be the savior tracks on the album, because that's a barred up track. He was barred up. He went all kinds of went crazy on that song, and really showed us, for anyone who was doubting, that he can really really rap. It's just a matter. You remember the last time we had this Odumodu conversation, I was defending him like, look, he raps in, if everybody's rapping in bass 10, he raps in bass 8 or 6. So you just have to accept his poto poto and mede mede, and understand that even in his world there is a way to lay, the 16 bars the same way you lay it in base 10. We can lay it in base 6 and it will make sense for the audience it's designed for. So before I talk too much, Shoot and Go Home is like my best rap song by Odumodu. 2 p.m. in London is just another one like that. I like Gutter Man. And on every song, whether it's rap, whether it's Afrobeat, whether it's what's that genre he calls it? Is it pop creep or
It's not Pokri. It's not
or
Pokri for
no, it's not pop creep. There's a genre. Please let me remember. Oh, there's something Oporoko rhythms. I think it's the Oporoko rhythm. Oporoko rhythm. I'm not. So that Oporoko
okay.
rhythm is where you get all the fine melodies, and he did that with the first mixtape and now the album. So I like Layu Wasabi. I like the fact that Reminisce came to bar up and all that, and Pasalio was good on Unawares. That's a dope rap song. Adenuga is my shit. I think it's top 2 on the album, and yeah, we're here. wish him success and success to his friends too.
Oh yeah, yeah. All the best to them. Don't just say his friends, say anti-world gangsters.
Yeah.
Native.
Yeah, shout
They
out to
are,
Replay. Speaking of anti-world, Replay was, the situation with Blaqbonez, right? Meanwhile, Blaqbonez is coming with what's the title? Blaqbonez is the subject of If You Like Jim, and Replay was quoting
uh,
Blaqbonez. So Blaqbonez dropped a snippet to his next single, and then Replay was like, "How did you become this whack?" And people wanted to tear Replay's shirts. Like, who are you? You are a shadow. You are in Odumodu's shadow. If not for Odumodu, we
it's
don't know you.
anti-world gangsters.
Yeah. So, and speaking of Replay, it went really well on Adenuga. I think he almost, okay, not almost, he held his own on Adenuga. And yeah, I think everybody should just eat well. Blaqbonez, Odumodu, Anti-World, they will never, maybe they will solve the fight at some point, but for now it's good subject for a good beef in Nigerian rap.
Mm. Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, I think Odumodu Black is going to be here for a long time. I feel like he knows how to press the buttons. He's like, he's like he's like a very, very enigmatic, person. You're just like, there's a lot of things to, you don't know exactly what it is, but is it not strange that whatever Odumodu is doing right now in terms of being confident and being enigmatic, that's what we had seen with Black Bones in terms of being creative and expressive, you know so I feel like in a sane world where things are perfect, in a utopia, maybe Black Bones would have had his own set of fans that are crazy about him because of his creativity and how well he puts himself. And you can tell I've had a couple of my guys work with Black Bones before.
He
i
has
i
Black
was i
Force.
was supposed to work with them, so huh.
He has Black Force. I was part of Black Force before, and then I dropped off.
No, there was Black Force. Okay, basically, okay. So I didn't know that. But the reason why I'm saying this because I had a couple of guys that worked with him, and they spoke about how intelligent he is as a person. How like he's always on his toes, is a creative to the core, right? So you would have thought that like Utopia, that you would have like a force, like you said, Black Force, and then there'll be somebody. Every Odumodu would have his people too. But of course, we love this kind of battles where there's no blood, where there's no violence. We love it. Bring it on. But then, just to wrap up before we go to the samples that we have for today, I think we've spoken quite a lot already. We're almost 1 hour in and talking of just regular stuff. But hey, it's the pod. You enjoy it. You enjoy it where we can. But then, Loj, quickly. Louisa actually went to Loj. I would have loved for her to like maybe record a VN or something to give us like at least anything to help us to get the whole idea. But we did see that like she went to the what's the pre-listening party or listening album party basically. So before it comes out to the public. And man, Loj is killing it. Roger is killing it. And I do think at this point, people need to start to talk about how he's such a good musician and he's not just doing it, he's doing it proper. Like he's that guy, you know? He's really that guy. But are you excited about like what is to come from Lil J? Are you excited about like, him putting out his music and then also going on tour? It's just the name of the album is XOXO, out
Yeah.
now for you to listen. There's so many songs there. I'm expecting. I'm looking at this and I'm saying Sale, Tenor, Moi, which is awesome. I didn't even know that song. I think you guys plugged me onto that. I didn't know you had a song with Odio that I love so much. There's Shiva, there's Buddy, there's Miss Mariana, and there's Change You Up, Jericho, Wachu, Memories, Somebody Like You, Sawa, Suru, and All Right. All of the songs all put together 36 minutes. I do not understand why albums are 36 minutes big. I listen to a vinyl record. On one side of a vinyl record, I get at least almost 20 plus minutes because you get 5 songs from one part of the album. And you listen to 2 albums, you get 50 minutes at least. Why does somebody have an album of 14 songs and it's 36 minutes? This is my first problem with artists like this. How do you have 14 songs? 14. 14. Let me say it in Finnish, whether it will make more no sense. Nearly a toy star. You have 14 songs. You
Odumodu,
said
you know,
6 minutes.
but
Oh,
see,
what you have to say about this?
so I haven't listened, but I've heard snippets. I'll listen later. But Loje never disappoints. He's one of the best songwriters we have, and he really does make great music. Look at Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa will become a classic with time if we record history right. Mona Lisa is an insane song. The songwriting, the composition, the feeling, and that was not just the only song. Turn on Gone, the Love and Attention EP, and then the one Canada. I love Canada. So Loje is this very special artist that you can't put him in the same class with anybody. You just know that this guy is really good. So yeah, I know he's going to do well. I don't know if he has a Mona Lisa on that album because that's a special song. I don't know if he has I think he has a Canada. I had some. I saw a video where somebody was playing the album and there's this jivey session, and I think he might have a Canada on that album. And yeah, you know he's going to kill it. He's going to go on tour and also do well globally. Speaking of touring, Ruga. Ruga is one of the top five that we have out there who can shut down anywhere. And you know, I like the way you can build your discography from anywhere, connect to the world online, and go to these cities and do these shows, right? So yeah, exciting times for everybody. Shout out to Loje. I know that's and again, I like the conversation we're having. The four albums out right now, you can't really throw anyone away. You can't throw Adekunle Gold's album away. You can't say Loje should go and sit down. Peruzzi is out with Akpada Drill, and everybody has to wake up and listen. And then Odumodu Black is not slacking too. So exciting times. Everybody is feeling good. December is coming. Shout out to Marvel, Escaladizi. Yeah, so yeah, that's that about Lil J.
Marvel, such a very interesting discussion, but I'd like for us to discuss him in the next time. So let's just quickly, move on basically. But then, yeah, we figured out, yeah, this is for our listeners. We figured out how to play good music, whilst we do this. So before we get in quickly, I'm just gonna play like a snippet of one of the songs we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna play the old school one. It's a song by Ronnie Ronnie, and it's called the album The Two-Headed Freep. I'm going to quickly look for the song right now. And the name of the song, wait, Ronnie, a moment there. Ronnie Foster, Mystic Brew. Um gonna play this quickly, and yeah, we're just gonna play the first 15 seconds thereabout. So we didn't get back to it. But yeah, we're still on, but yeah, just like a short music break. It's old school jazz, blues, pop of the 1970s. This from 1972. Ronnie Foster, Mystic Brew.
Oh, nice. So it's jazz, right?
Yes, it is. It is. It's jazz from the 1970s. You can already tell from the way it is being done that it's a song from the 70s. But we'll talk more about the song. Just 10 more seconds and we'll get back into it.
All right.
Okay, all right. That was Mystic Brew by Ronnie Foster. And yeah, just to get straight into it, our lineup today has J. Cole on both sides. Usually we always do our samples on the fifth episode. So usually it would always fall on the 90th or 85th or 45th or 25th. But we decided to take a quick uh, you know, stretch somewhere else and do something new because we had to figure out a couple of things. I'm sure you guys have also noticed Louisa is not here at the moment. She's not going to be here for a while, but we're still one family basically. There's no issues whatsoever. She's just very busy and she needs to face what she's doing. And yeah, of course she would pop by once or twice. So of course be ready to see her whenever she comes around. But yeah, let's get into it, Goega. So Ronnie doing this song in 1972. I'm sure it sounds really fresh. Sounds quite nice. I really like the song. When it first started, Mystic Brew, popular artist from the 1970s, still alive today. Thank God for that. Oh yeah, seems like we have a little bit of time, so I need to wrap it up quickly. Well, this song was actually then sampled by another artist. I'm going to play the song quickly, so we just get straight into the groove. This one is the Tribe Called Quest. They call it electric relaxation. So I'm gonna play the first 20 seconds or 30 seconds quickly, and then we just go straight into it. Electric relaxation, a Tribe Called Quest. They have QT, they have Ali. They used to have Five Dog, who's like a big. I love Five Dog when he raps. I think his rap is kind of the rap that I love. And also there's another person on there. But let's just get this.
Freedom of Jill Clinton, sorry that bitches being born. Same time my man is murdered, but beginning and man, that's fast rap. But it's only one try to explain that class for most.
Yeah.
Relax yourself, girl, reset plan. Relax yourself, girl, reset plan. Relax yourself, girl, reset plan. Relax yourself, girl, reset plan.
Honey, check it out, you got me mesmerized. With your black hair and your fat ass styles. Street poetry is my everyday. But yo, I gotta stop when you drop my weight. If I was working at the club, you would not pay. Hey yo, my man Fife Diggy, he got something to say.
I like him brown, yellow, Puerto Rican, or Haitian. Name is Fife Dog from the Zulu Nation. Told you in the jam that we could get down. Now let's knock the boots like the group H-Town. You got DVD all on your bedroom wall. But I'm above the rim and this is how I ball. A gritty little something on a New York street. This is how I...
Oh yeah, I wish we could play that all the way, but yeah, we can't really play all the song right now. So let's just get back straight into it. So yeah, we have the Tribe Called Quest. That's actually from 1993. So the first song that we played was Mystic Brew by Ronnie Foster, and it was released in 1972. So 21 years later, we had that song, relaxation, electric relaxation. This is actually a very big song in the US, and I think it still goes around. The beat is quite legendary, and I think Five Dogs. I like them Puerto Rican, I like them little Puerto Rican, and then Asian. That line, I'm not saying the line verbatim, but that line is a very popular line in the Black community because like it's been used a lot in pop culture, and even till today, people still mess around with that line. So the reason why I played all of that is for you to also get ready to listen to the main song, which is the song that actually sampled it, J. Cole, featuring Kendrick Lamar, old one right here, from the song Forbidden Fruit. Amazing song, amazing album. I think that's apart from 21 and 2014 Forest Hill Drive. I think this is my best album from J. Cole. Even though I love most of J. Cole's albums, I can't wait for the last one that's gonna get out. But still, let's just listen to Forbidden Fruit. I'm just gonna play, of course, another 1 minute, and then we talk quickly about that before we move on to Goega, where he plays the other song, where we talk about the other song from J. Cole. But this is Forbidden Fruit featuring Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole.
Me and my bitch took a little trip down to the garden, took a little dip. Apple juice falling from her lips. Took a little sip on, little sip. Took a little sip. Took a little sip. Took a little sip. Hey yo, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, where niggas hold text like they mad at the ref. That's why I keep a cross on my chest, either that or a vest. Do you believe that Eve had Adam in check? And if so, you gotta expect to sip juice from the forbidden fruit and get loose. Cold is the king, most definite. My little black book thicker than the Old Testament. Niggas pay for head, but the pussy so separate. Same bitch giving brains to the minister. The same reason they call Mrs. C the finisher. Forbidden fruit, watch for the Adam's apple. Slick with words, don't hate me, son. What you eat don't make me shit, and who you fuck don't make me come. Put a price on my head, won't make me run. Try to kill me, but it can't be done, cause my words gon' live forever. You put two and two.
Yeah, another song that I wish I could play all the way. We're still going to work around the music thing because obviously it's not in the best state right now, but we're working with what we have at the moment so we can give you guys a better listening pleasure. Right there was a Forbidden Fruits all the way from 2013. I think this album is probably up there as one of my most enjoyed or enjoyable listen album. I like to put it in that group because it was very, very nice to listen to. I remember there was Illuminati, there was Power Trip that I love so much that had Miguel in it. There was the More Money interlude. There was Trouble Runaway. She knows. That girl, she knows. I love that song so
Bouncing
much
out.
as well. Yeah, yeah. Bontina itself. I'm a Bontina. Reminds me of one of my friends. Reminds me of one of my friends like that. We call him Akako. Great guy. He loved he still loves J. Cole because I know it's a big one. And also the penultimate song of this album is Let Nas Down, which is a big song. Really, really big song, in the rap community. So, of course, this album was done quite nicely. I think this might be the first album that actually put out J. Cole there as probably one of the best. He had been dropping songs prior to this time, but this album was the first body of work that made people say like, hey, 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 we think he's one of those guys. And you can hear from the lines already, the way he was rapping, the cadence on the album, the cadence on the songs, you can already tell how great like he was with his music thing, and how he was doing it, the words, the wordplay back and forth. And I think Kendrick played a very, very small role in the album, but in the song actually, but it was quite good. So yeah, the song there, I'm sure the sample is very easy to pick because when you listen to Mystic Brew, the same progression was used in Electric Relaxation. The same progression was then used in Forbidden Fruit. So of course you can see there that's a genre switch from jazz to boom bap or 90s rap to then a new sound in the 2010s. So amazing. That's 20 years after 1993. J. Cole, Forbidden Fruit, sampling Electric Relaxation, sampling Mystic Brew by Ronnie Foster. Okay, well, yeah, I think I've done that part quickly. Let's quickly go on to the next one, which is a shorter sample, but we can quickly talk about that before we round it up.
Yeah,
It's from Workout
Kanye
Plan.
West.
Workout, right? Kanye
Yeah.
West. All right, take us
So
away.
it's pretty simple. Kanye West's famous 2004 album College Dropout had this song, Workout Plan, and I've just been researching about it. I saw the video. There's a long version of the video where he was essentially training some ladies, in a workout session and all that. And well, you can describe the song as typical Kanye production. There's some funk, there's the hip hop, and then there is the beats that you would expect from him. And just close to the end of the track, you hear, work out for me, something like a tuned sound at the end of that song. And just that, and you can really relate the story to J. Cole getting signed to Rock Nation and working collaboratively with Jay-Z, and by necessity Kanye West. Maybe he may have picked some of this from Kanye. And there's this song by J. Cole titled Workout, and you can hear it from just the end of Workout Plan by J. Cole by Kanye West. It's really one of the elements in J. Cole's workout song. And I think, yeah, that song should be on. I'm not sure if it's John Cena or the album before that. Work out for me, work out for me. But let's just try and play the last 30 seconds or last 20 seconds of new workout plan by Kanye West. If you're able to get that,
You just popped in.
the last part of the song.
I was able to get my ass go berserk. Eat your salad, no dessert. Hit that man. You hear him? Dessert. That's right. Put in work. Your ass go berserk. Eat your salad, no dessert. Hit that man. You deserve. Okay. That's very good. I appreciate your time.
I want to see you work out for me. Oh yeah.
You know something funny, right? Please find J. Cole workout, and this exact thing is on Odumodu Black's Tiffany. I saw a video where he was at the listening party and he said he picked it from Seal. He picked the Tiffany. I go, oh, I go Tiffany. He picked it from Seal in America. I don't know if it cleared, but this is this exact same flow of a mouth, flow like a flute is what he used into the melody on Tiffany featuring Psycho YP. Yeah, so J. Cole used that mouth flute and workout for me just to lay the foundation of that workout song. And yeah, this is sideline story. It came before Born Sinner. Yeah, let's just listen to a few seconds of workout by J. Cole and then identify the part of the Kanye outro on the workout plan that was sampled here. This is simple sampling, but yeah, it's creative production.
I want to see you work out for me. Work
Hey,
out
we
for
got a good thing. Don't know if I'ma see you again. But is that a good thing? Cause girl, I can't be your man. No man, I know what's on your brain. You probably hope it never would end.
Yeah,
Like, is it the real thing? Or is it
let's
just
go,
a
let's go. This is rap
Let me see you
music.
get high and go low. Now, girl, once you
see
drop
why?
that thing down to the flow, I'm here for one night. How far will you go? I wanna see you high and go low. Now, girl, once you drop that thing down to the flow, I'm here for one night. How far will you go? I wanna see
Can
you.
make something out of nothing. That's why I like
She
you
like the
guys.
boy with the big old chain.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I like this song is because of
We
just the
could,
vibe that it brings. The vibe that it brings. I would really like for us to maybe play one of the songs, of course, before we go out. But yeah, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, this I just wanted to say something quickly about this to wrap it up quickly. So this sound of oh yeah, work out for me. There's nowhere like you can't see where exactly he sampled it from, even if you check online. But I can tell you where he got the idea from. There's
okay,
a
bro.
there's a group of brothers called Zap and Roger. They used to do this thing with the synthesizer and the thing in the tube in the mouth. Either way, the one that started is Zap and Roger. Right, I think it was Roger exactly. I don't want to mix up the name, so I'll just say Zap and Roger. There's a song called Computer Love. Computer
Expand your
Love.
screen. I mean, close the screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a song called Computer Love, right? And it's a beautiful way of doing music as well. And one of them, of course, passed away. The I think I don't want to mix it up right now. Whether it was Zap or Roger passed away later on, and it was quite sad. But I know that's where he got that when I want down for me. Yeah. So that just shows how intelligent Kanye is. And the reason why I wanted us to actually talk about this so much is because the creativity that was put into this. This is just one tiny part of an entire 5 minutes, 34-second song that was laid in such a way that it becomes an entire beat. That's why to me, to you, you think of it as a small sample. To me, it's not a small sample. To me, that's what sampling is all about. You chop this part. That's why Through the Fire and Through the Fire by Chaka Khan and Through the Fire by Kanye West, which I think is going to be the song we're going to live with today. It's an amazing rendition, right, of how beautiful sounds can move, and sounds can change from one genre to another, and it just shows how beautiful music is altogether, man. I love music, man.
Speaking of making something out of small thing, I'm going to give myself some praise. I mean, not like I'm that shit, I'm the shit, but when I was on
Yeah,
radio as a producer, I was just going through, movie credits. So as an audio producer, I'm always looking out for creative sound. How can I apply this to this and make a skit or make a jingle? So there was this time we needed a signature tune for news production, and I was just looking everywhere. And then I found something on one movie. I picked 15 seconds of it, put it on loop, and then it became something, and it was useful. I remember my boss then, Skywalker, was saying like, "This is what we're looking for," and
really, that's the
and there are
creativity, though.
yeah, there are many moments like that in music. You listen to Ayefele and you're like, I love the way Adekunle Gold sampled on many people. We'll talk about it later. It was so creative and the blending was so real. And that's what you call creativity. That's the beauty of sample. We have to, wrap it up in a few minutes, right?
Oh yeah. We need to wrap it up in a few minutes, but man, thank you, Boyega, man, for getting us here. I think we have done about an hour plus, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess that's good enough for us to like run away. But yeah, I'm going to, of course, like play quickly some parts of Through the Fire, so that when we're leaving, I play the original song. This one I'm going to try to play it for maybe 1 minute, because I want Chaka Khan's voice to come out nicely. I'm gonna play the song.
I can't hear you. I hope it's going out, but I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. All right, give me Oh yeah, you can hear me, but I don't think it's gonna come out nice enough. So let me just quickly share the screen so we can have the sound out. Yeah, this is
Oh,
sorry about
okay.
that. Quick issue, but I think this is coming
Yeah.
next. Let me just play from this point.
We start, but I believe that we've only just begun. When it's this good, there's no saying no. I want you so I'm ready to go. Through the fire, to the limit, to the wall. For a chance to be with you, I'd gladly risk it all. Through the fire, through whatever comes my way. For a chance at loving you, I'd take it all away. Right down to the wire, even through the fire.
Okay, yeah. All right. That's a beautiful song. I already played too much of the song, but yeah, you get the whole idea. The reason why I'm playing it is that so that when we play the sample that Kanye did with it, like you get a real understanding of how beautiful samples work. I'm just gonna leave that out there. But yeah, Wega, thanks so much for us. Thank you so much for coming on here again. Thank you so much for letting us do this together. It's always fun.
Yes.
It's always nice. Yeah. But of course, like to our listeners and the guys that always take our time to listen and want to say a big thank you to you guys. We want you to still reach out to us. We have a mail, sampleaccess1@gmail.com. You can send whatever it is you need to send to the mail, whether you want to ask questions, whether you want to know something, whether you want to also tell us what we need to improve on or the music or whatever it is. If you want us to talk about specific songs, you can also let us know. And also, yeah, this is like a trial, so bear with us. We're still trying to work out the music stuff because a lot of people have asked for music. That's why we're trying all of this. So all the hiccups that we had in this episode, bear with us. We hope that it will be better moving forward. But yeah, we would have to go now because we don't have time anymore. But Boyega, yeah, man. Do you have anything else to say? Before you go, quickly, one song, your sleeper. One song, sleeper
Uh,
sound at the moment.
Sleeper Sound at the moment, I don't know. I'll just plug Payback's album. Go listen to
Okay.
Payback's album, and don't expect too much because it's an album about suicide. So it's sad songs, yeah, every almost all sad songs all through. But check out if you ones out there. Yeah, that would be my sleeper, or maybe one of Odumodu's songs. I didn't know guy is not a sleeper, but that would be another song I'll pick.
Okay. All right. My sleeper now is and you guys know me, I'm very old school, so I'm gonna send you all the way back. Whether you like whether you don't like I know it's not a sleeper jam in this case, but it's a sound that a lot of people have not listened to in a while. So go back to listening to that tribesman Shake Body. Shake Body, which is quite an awesome sound. Like I think there's a video online, if I'm not mistaken, quite great as well. And also maybe a recent song or recent song that has gone under the radar. I don't know whether I can call any Adekunle Gold song as an under the radar song, but I think Kelegbe Megbe might be one of those all-time greats. But yeah, before we go out right now, okay, I'm gonna play this one and then we can run away. Through the Wire by Kanye West. Beautiful sample done from the sample axis. We're out.
Yo, G, they can't stop me from rapping, can they? Can they hot? I spit it through the wire, man. There's too much stuff on my heart right now, man. I gladly risk it all right now. It's a life or death situation, man. Y'all don't really understand how I feel right now, man. It's your boy Kanye Titter. Shot-town, what's going on? Yeah, I drink a boost for breakfast, an intro for dessert. Somebody order pancakes, I just sip the scissor. That right there could drive a sane man berserk. Not to worry, Mr. Ace to the Izzles back to Wizard. How do you console my mom or give her light support? Telling her son's on life support. And just imagine how my girl feel on the planes.